Oh, I never heard bones creak like that before. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Caliber Corner. It's episode number 220. And we're going to talk about a topic that I think is pretty relevant, judging by the survey that we posted over on YouTube today, the pistol caliber carbine. Is it the GOAT? Is it the greatest of all time firearm? And the issue with the pistol caliber carbine, the one thing about it is that, it's so hard to define anymore because there's so many crossover platforms. There's so many ARs and AKs and different types of firearms that you can get that you could classify as a PCC. But at what point does it sort of become a rifle? I mean, what's a rifle caliber anymore when handguns can now shoot rifle calibers, right? So whatever is a PCC, we're going to try to define that, talk about some of our favorites. We'll take a look at a couple different brands that we recommend, that we have some experience with. I've got a top 9 list ready to go that we'll go through and talk about. And we just talked about PCCs a couple months ago. But again, it's always fun to come back to it, especially with new stuff being revealed all the time. I honestly have nothing really to share from SHOT Show. I don't know if anybody knows of anything that was revealed at SHOT Show PCC wise. We're going to go back to some old favorites and just have a chat on those and just have a good time, because I think pistol caliber carbines are an incredibly flexible firearm that have a lot of application. They offer a lot of options for the buyer and a lot of flexibility, and that's cool. So anyway, before we get into that discussion, let's go ahead and let the panel introduce themselves, and then we'll give a little shout out on the YouTube side there. So first and foremost, we got Squib Load. Squib, how's it going, man? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm awake. I'll try not to be as animated as I was last week. I let that caffeine really get to me.
Well, we started off with a coffee talk, and I think that just kind of gets you drinking the coffee, and then you start to wake up. And
yeah, I went all right of the people on you last week. I was so amped up.
There you go.
Maybe I got to go back and watch that episode later today.
It was a good one, dude. He was on fire. I mean, it was good. I had a lot of fun last week's episode. I was very awake too. I think I had 2 cups down by the time we got started. So that's okay though. It's 8 a.m. It's Central Time. We're here in God's country, Eastern Nebraska. Well, the whole state is actually. But yeah, so Squid, give us a little teaser here. What do you got coming up on your channel? You got anything fun people can check out, or you want to give us a little clues to what your next video is going to be on?
I don't know. Time is difficult to find, and I've been actually doing a gun video. Yeah, I know. Although you used to do my gun videos. All right. I'm just going to level with you.
Oh, man, here we go.
This is why I don't like to do gun videos.
Yeah.
They're not as much fun as the other videos.
Okay.
So I'm trying to fix one of my guns. It's broken. And I've never done this repair ever. Not just on this gun, on any revolver, ever. I am going in blind. And I already had to kind of modify an existing tool to take this thing apart, because it needed a special tool to take it apart. And I've taken this thing apart again and again and again. Now, Travis, you can probably attest to this. When you're looking at the gun in your hand and you're working on it, that's one thing. When you're looking through the camera lens at your hands, manipulating the gun to make sure you're in frame.
I usually have to have a chiropractor visit after every cleaning video. You don't understand the contortioning I have to do to operate around a tripod. I mean, I probably should get like a little frame that goes over and looks straight down, but I'm just that stupid. I guess after 70 plus cleaning videos, I haven't learned. But yeah, you always want to get the angle right, and you're trying to operate it, try to keep it well lit and stuff. And
that's so different than shot with your arm. Don't block it with your hands.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. People don't realize it. You got to be. It's kind of a workout, actually. Yeah.
So instead of fixing the gun, I'm making a video about me struggling to fix the gun, and it's no fun. I just want to fix the damn gun. And if I can take you along with me, and you can learn something, because this is a video. Journey. Nobody has this video that I can find, right? So it's like, finally I could do something nobody else has done, possibly.
I do that all the time.
And I think the information could be useful to somebody somewhere down the road, maybe, especially if they have my level of experience taking apart revolvers, which is none until now.
I would say 0. Yeah.
Right. So, and if I make some mistakes and somebody wants to, leave some information in the comment section, that could help me, but it could also help somebody else who maybe comes across the video and says, yeah, I got the same problem. Oh, this is what you got to do? Okay, no problem. If this idiot can do it, I can do it, right?
There you go. Exactly.
But it's making it no fun to take this thing apart, because I keep reshooting. And I've done 5 takes on this, and none of them are right. Each time I find something else, dang, I got to go back and do it all over. And I can splice it all together, but that's a pain to, you know how the editing is, right? It's the same thing with range.
You can just stop and regroup your thoughts and then just start back over again. You don't have to like turn off the camera and think it out again. You can just kind of go back to where you screwed up and just go from there.
Have you ever shot footage for 4 hours and then gone, all right, I'm going to pick out all the good stuff? Forget that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I couldn't imagine. No,
it's the same thing with range videos. I'm already dragging the range bag, the ammo, the guns, all this stuff. I'm setting up. I'm doing this. Now I got to set up 2 tripods. I got people in the background going, "What are you doing?" And then you can hear him.
I'm filming a documentary.
Yeah, and or the range guy comes up to me. I see you have a camera there. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
And you're on it. Or whatever it is. Or you have the people that are all creeped out because, oh my goodness, he could be recording me and put to the government. I've got guns and I'm at the gun range. You're at a state-run gun range, dude. Like they don't know. Or whatever it is. So then I'm focused on shooting the footage. I'm not focused on shooting the gun. And so you
just don't perform well.
I don't want to do firearms videos because they're no fun.
Fair enough. I actually enjoy making. I mean, believe it or not, for me, the most enjoyable ones are the cleaning videos because it's what it does to help people when it's done. That feeling of I'm producing something that can help a person maintain their firearm. That's a good feeling, and it's interesting for me to learn about how the firearm works and get it cleaned up properly and put it back together and get it ready for another range. I enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd rather watch you do it.
Then it could just be my instructional nature on everything in life. That could just be part of it too. So, but I hear you, man. I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
You may or may not see a revolver video, a revolver repair video where everybody can say you're doing it wrong in the comments section.
Absolutely. That's what we're shooting for. That's okay, man. That's okay. All right. Let's see. Well, appreciate having you here anyway. So that's good. All right. And also joining us, we've got Single Shot. Single Shot, what's going on? What's new in your world, man? How's it going?
Oh, round, up and down, going crazy as always. But
yeah, man.
I'm over here in Pennsylvania right now. I'm loaded, headed back to Maine. I got to deliver Monday. After I deliver that, I'm going home for a couple of days. Maybe I'll get something done on videos there. And I enjoyed that speaking Squibbish there that you did there, Squib. That was pretty cool. I like that one. Tell them like it is, brother.
The shot show video. You make some very interesting points, and I think
based on a video from, I'm going to call him a big YouTuber. He's bigger than me. That I know here in Michigan. I mean, we're not buddy. We don't go to the range together, but I know the guy based on the things he said in his video, and then based on the things somebody else said in their video, and then based on all the comments, the reaction or I guess I wasn't expecting anybody else to do anything similar or say anything similar. So. But that wasn't the purpose of the video. It was just to express, my opinions based on my experience. That's what
speaking Squibbish is all about, man.
Yeah.
You're speaking your own language,
Nothing wrong with that.
Right on, man.
I got a few things planned. It's just whether or not I'll be able to get the time to carry them out. Watch the gun assembly, reassembly, repair on YouTube. I got whacked here a while back. So I've got one strike against my channel.
For what?
And that's most of the reason
Did they say
why.
Manufacturer or copyright, or what was the reason?
I'd like to know why too.
No, I was casting a 41 caliber bullet. That's all. That's it. And
But haven't you done other videos where you've casted ammunition before too?
Yeah. And
it's weird. Sometimes these things just happen, man. There's no explanation for it. It just triggers something and it happens. I don't know why.
When you've got machines with not all of the knowledge that's there, making decisions like that kind of stuff, that's what happens. But catch me on Rumble, because that's where my stuff is going.
Okay.
If I'm going to do a YouTube video, it'll be something that'll be completely different than what I've been doing here lately. And I've moved a lot of my videos from YouTube over there. That 41 cal mold is over there now, by the way. So That's what I'm saying. They will bust you. And I put in appeals, and I just put in another comment this morning. And I don't know what it'll do, but at least I spoke my piece. And it'll probably irritate the crap out of them. But you know, if you're a libtard, I don't care.
There you go. All right, and on that note, also joining us, we've got AWAG 1000. AWAG, what's going on, man? How you doing? You good?
Howdy.
How's your morning going?
Thank
Are you good?
I'm doing actually pretty awesome. I got my oolong tea. I do not. I've been trying to cut down on caffeine, so when I do have to go back onto coffee, it hits harder and with more power. Because that's how the human body works. Is if you keep ingesting, say, caffeine, you get used to it. It doesn't have that kick. So if you take constant on and off, then it's a little bit more potent.
Yeah, I mean, I only do 2 cups a day usually, so maybe one in the evening. But you're right. You kind of get conditioned to the caffeine, and it just kind of makes you feel level, but not necessarily very alert or awake. But so anyway, what you got coming up on your channel? You got a good YouTube channel. You feature all kinds of goodies.
Nope.
What do you?
Nothing.
You guys are way too humble. You guys are way too humble. I'm just trying to trying to help the little guy here, and you're just like, don't visit my channel. I hate it.
Don't ever visit my channel.
Don't subscribe. Don't come. It makes people want to do it. It's one of those reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
That's not why I do it. I really mean it. My videos aren't for everybody.
So were you just doing it for like as a record of yourself, so that you can go back and watch it later on? And
you get the whole. I thought you did gun videos. Do more gun videos, dude. If you don't want to watch amateur bartending, go watch somebody else. Go watch a shot show video.
Come on, man. You can mix up Cuddy Stark and like anybody else I've ever seen.
I mean,
so,
just like just go watch the same shot show video that 150 other YouTubers did. AWAG, if you're not making videos, if you're just taking a break, I get it. That stuff will burn you out.
Yeah, I've just been working job stuff for the past month and a half. They're moving me around all different buildings, so doing cool stuff. And that's all I'm going to tell you about my job, because I can't tell you because NDAs.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is AWAG lives the dream. That's all I'm gonna say. He lives the dream. So he works on one of those crab fishing boats like you see on Most Dangerous Catch.
Except everything is done at nighttime, and we're all using $high night vision.
He does night vision, night ops. He does nighttime night vision crab fishing videos. It's even more dangerous because you can see even less. So where are we going with this chat? Are we even going to get to Pistol Caliber Carbines? I have no clue.
Pretty interesting though.
Harvesting. People are gonna be like, you're gonna start getting emails now. Hey, I want to go into crab fishing too. What do I need to know?
I mean,
just watch Most Dangerous Catch.
I can probably get my shipmates to buy some more pistol caliber carbines because some of those snow crabs, they're huge, man. They're huge.
Well, you gotta
dispatch them once they get up onto the deck.
Yeah, they get up on the deck and they're like big old freaking spiders. They're just all over the
you got to wrestle them and stuff, and all 98 pounds wet AWAG over there is trying to take them on and stuff, and it's like watching
Dude,
Godzilla
I'm tired
take
of
on
fist fighting these darn things.
Oh man, those New Jersey king crabs, right?
Man.
Yep. All right, man. All right, well, let's keep the introductions rolling here. So also joining us, we got Firefighter 09100. So Firefighter, what's new in your world, man? How's it going? You good?
Oh, just freezing my butt off. And working a lot and still trying to plan out my first video for GunTube. So
there you go. All right.
Kind of hard to do when all the guns I own, everybody's done videos on them. So
make it something memorable that you couldn't put on YouTube, like milling out an 80% lower and putting in a binary trigger and throwing a cack blade on the back of it.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. One of my local gun shops just got an M2 carbine full auto for rental. So I might take a trip up there and shoot some video of me renting it and shooting it. So maybe that'll be my inaugural video on GunTube.
Yeah. There you go, man. It'll be a good time. Or do something off the wall like me. Go do like a tuna review or something. That was actually a lot of fun. I did a tactical tuna review 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a hit. Because, you know, when you go to look up that tuna for a review, my video is going to pop up because who else puts a tuna review up except somebody like me, you know? So
well, you also did review camouflage flavored jelly beans.
Jelly beans,
Yeah,
and I did
yeah.
the Jimmy Dean's breakfast links, pre-cooked sausages and bacon. That was a classic.
And those gross mini pancakes.
Dude, those were so good. We heat them up, put some butter on them and stuff. Do you know that the bakery owner in France actually commented on my video? Did you see that? She actually thanked me for reviewing her. I'm sitting there talking about stocking up for, you know, SHTF, you know, pancakes. And she's like, oh, thank you for the delicious review. I'm like, may we? Yeah, the bakery owner actually commented on the video. I thought that was kind of fun. So I try to stay humble, but there's neat little things like that happen that, you know, kind of catch you off guard and make you smile. So what else is out there? So guys, make sure you subscribe to Tara Smith's Kitchen. Tara Smith's Kitchen. Is that the name of the channel now? Tara Smith's Kitchen. Get over there, check out some wonderful recipes, and make sure you guys get over there and subscribe. So I used to be subscribed to a lot of cooking channels and stuff, and now I just look up recipes online. But anyway, let's move over here, and the reason for the influence for today's episode and the carbine you see sitting behind me right now is because of this man, Defense Dad. Defense Dad, how you doing today, bro? You good?
I'm kind of awake. I've been awake for 19 minutes.
That's good. That's 3 minutes longer than we've been live. So that's
yeah.
So anyway, Defense Dad, thank you for loaning me the pistol caliber carbine. I think I'm going to take it out to the range here shortly. I did the cleaning video on it. I'll get it cleaned up again before I get it back to you. But I'm excited. It feels substantial. You know, have you shot it yet or not?
Oh yeah, I've shot it quite a bit.
What's your take on it? How's the recoil? What's kind of your perception of it? What do you think? Are they worth, you know, I mean, what can you get one for 500? Can we find one for 550? MSRP 750, 600?
They're closer to 650. I got it for a little bit less than 500, but that was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. It's a fairly heavy gun for what it is. It's 9mm, so there's not much recoil at all. My daughter loves shooting it.
I was going to say, because she's recoil sensitive, I was going to ask you what she thinks about it. It might be a nice, like,
well, she's not recoil.
Maybe a step down.
She's more AR, noise. She's noise sensitive, not recoil sensitive.
Dude, even more excuse to get a can for it. You got threaded barrel on the end of there. Yeah,
it's got a lot of features, and I just wanted one just because I thought I wanted some sort of takedown rifle, and I thought it was kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah,
I
really
like that. I actually like it better than I thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm. Well, that Magpul stock for it, if I buy one of these, I'm probably just going to have to splurge and get the Magpul stock also because it locks together in like one component and you can just drop it in your bag and go. I mean, not that you couldn't just put a pistol upper and a lower in a big backpack and travel with that, but it's kind of neat how it just kind of fits together and you got magazine storage and accessory storage and it's waterproof, you know.
Yeah, I've been trying to get one, but every time I do, they're out of stock. But the other thing with that Magpul stock is it'll stow a 20-round magazine in the stock.
Yeah, they say PMag, but obviously a Glock mag would probably work too. So,
yep.
Yeah, I really think that'd make kind of a nice little just transport vehicle, you know, transport gun or whatever. Of course, I just throw an AR in the back seat when I travel. I don't even worry about it, but you know.
Yep.
But still, it really feels like for the money, it just feels like a substantial firearm. Like there's a lot there. Like you're getting your money's worth. It just seems like something that's going to be durable. It's going to last. It's modular, so you know it's easy to replace the parts if you have to. And you know, it's kind of cool. It's just something different. I'm really looking forward to shooting it. So yeah. It's going to be a good time. Cool. There's a link out there, by the way, for Tara Smith's Kitchen. I want you guys to get over there and subscribe. And Tara, I will do that a little bit later on today. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Oh, before I forget, we've also got the rnldisplays.com AR-15 display stand. Now, they're not a sponsor of the channel yet, but I did get a demo version, a sample copy here that I got to play around with and a couple others that we gave away for Patreon drawings. And if you want anything that's got an AR-15 magazine well, you can mount the gun on top of it for the most part, depending on how front heavy it is. But generally, this will balance just about anything. A Setme C308 will actually sit on top of this thing level, which is kind of terrifying. It also has a wall mount to it. So go on over to rnldisplays.com, a veteran American-owned company. Show them some support. Pick up one of their gun stands. They also make some pistol displays. And yes, they do have Glock magazine compatible stands too. So there you go. You're welcome, New York Outcast. Always got to give you guys a little shout out. So, oh man. All right. So let's see who's joining in over on the YouTube side here. We got New York Outcast out there. We got Tommy Gunn. We got JH586. And Gabriel's in the house. Kingpin's out there. Let's see. Tara Smith's Kitchen. Patriot in the Dark. Gun Snob. Ozzy Orr's Born. Tacos and French Fries. Eduardo Espinosa. Man, we got a lot of people watching already today. This is good. Bearded Lunchbox is out there. That might be a first. Hello, Bearded Lunchbox. It's a very cool name. Scott 79's out there also. Tahuya Bar and Girl. I always want to say grill. It's girl. Aaron Mortenson's out there. Ammo out. The rear is out there this morning. Good morning, Ammo. It's good to have that kind of a problem. Mike is out there. Zinger's out there. Squibliff's out there. And Squiblo, his doppelganger. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Man, there's a lot of people watching. William Trader's out there. Ozzy Orsborn. Sam of Anarchy 92. Mountain View's also out there too. So good to have everybody here. So all right, so first of all, let's see if we can try to agree on a definition of the pistol caliber carbine. I found an article, and this is how they loosely define the pistol caliber carbine. So let me just read to you the definition of it, because there's just so many things that could be considered a pistol caliber carbine today. All right. So here's what the article says. It says, when I say PCC, I'm talking about guns with 16-inch barrels, SBRs, and handguns equipped with braces that resemble submachine guns and fire pistol rounds. Rifles legally are guns with stocks and 16-inch rifle barrels. But then again, there are PCCs that fit that description too. An AR-15 pistol is a legal term more than a factual one. When I say rifle for this article, I also mean AR, AK, and similar style pistols chambered in rifle calibers. The thing is that we have pistols that fire rifle calibers. So it's like, can we come up with some sort of a basic definition of a pistol caliber carbine? Because you can say, well, it's a gun that shoots pistol caliber ammo, but that's been used in so many other types of firearms. You know, like the 9mm Luger being used in submachine guns. What do you guys think? What is a PCC? Can we even come up with a definition?
So have the mentality of a rectangle is a square, but a square is not a rectangle. In the fact of, yes, there are pistols that are chambered in rifle calibers. Ignore those, because they're not a square, or they're not a rectangle. You know, they're an outlier. So if you have a weapon system that takes something that was originally designed for a pistol, say 9mm, and it's in the format of an AR-15, that is a pistol caliber carbine. Or in the case of, you know, the what is it, the Caltech Sub 2000, that is a rifle that is in a pistol caliber, so that is a pistol caliber carbine.
But then I'm thinking about 44 mag and 357 and lever guns, which could also be considered pistol caliber carbines, because they would have come out about the same time as the handguns, right? Or maybe not. I don't know.
So you also have to look at what the cartridge was designed for. What was 44 Magnum designed for? Was it designed for a rifle initially, or was it designed for a revolver initially?
Yeah.
So, and now a weird case is, oh goodness, what was it?
Oh, there's always going to be some oddballs.
Yeah,
like let's think of
there's oddballs, but
22 TCM, where you had a bolt action rifle that came out at the same time as a handgun from Rock Island Armory, right? Shooting 22 TCM, I believe is what it's called.
So
you know,
I know Wikipedia is not a good resource for like factual knowledge, because it's user based and all that jazz.
It's a place to start.
We'll use that as an example. 22 TCM, Wikipedia.
So here's one for you, Weg. Would you consider the PPSH a pistol caliber carbine? I mean, I know it's classified as a submachine gun, correct? But it could also be a pistol caliber carbine, or not?
So with it being a submachine gun that takes, pistol, it is a pistol caliber carbine. In its true format, it is a submachine gun. So if you were to build one that's, 16-inch barrel or something with a brace or something that's semi-automatic, it's a pistol caliber carbine.
I guess I would almost say too that I don't want to argue over the definition. I think we all know what it is. There's kind of a format it fits, but we could also say that it's maybe a firearm that was not designed to take, ammunition traditionally intended for a rifle, like a 243 or 270 or 762 by 54R. That's what I'm thinking of, even though technically you have, AR pistols that are chambered in everything these days.
Okay, so
But-
an AR pistol in 5.56 NATO is not a pistol caliber carbine.
Yes.
Okay, but a Car 15 with a 10.5-inch barrel is a pistol caliber carbine, or a Car 9. Sorry, Car 9, with a 10.5-inch barrel is a pistol caliber carbine.
Yeah. JH586 says AR pistols are actually SBRs. Legal term is exactly right. Avoids another tax stamp. No, the air pistol. Yeah, it is an SBR, but
Yeah,
the non-SBR AR pistol is not an SBR because you don't have the vertical foregrip and you don't have the stock on the back. You have a fin or stabilizing brace. So I mean, we could just say maybe it's a rifle that's adapted to ammunition. That's also usable on a handgun, right?
So
we could just boil this down to really, really simple logic.
There we go.
It is a rifle style system that uses a pistol caliber.
So as a carbine, it's got to have a 16-inch barrel or less.
See, that's what's weird when I'm looking up top 9 PCCs on like PPU Tactical. They got a bunch of them that have 10.5-inch barrels. I'm like, you consider that? I mean, it is because it's not an SBR, but it is a pistol.
Okay,
but
with the NFA,
yeah,
put that off to the side. Okay, when special forces have got these short-barreled AR, or not ARs, but like M16 style rifles, M4 style XM177 rifles. All right, these are carbines, and you go, but it's got a 10.5-inch barrel, you know, and it's a carbine. It's not a pistol caliber carbine because it's in a rifle caliber, but these are carbines, you know. But the NFA will say that it's a short barrel rifle. A short barrel rifle is a carbine, okay. But for legal definitions, yes, you have to have that 16-inch barrel to it for it to be a carbine that you would buy without a tax stamp. But if you bought an AR with a stock and everything else, and it had a 10.5-inch barrel, and you paid that tax stamp, yes, it's an SBR, but it's also a carbine as well. This is what I mean about the there's a legal definition, and then there's a Merriam-Webster's definition.
I was going to say marketing definition.
Yes.
You know, there's a
sales
floor definition of it.
Yeah, because marketing will call something by what it isn't just to make sales, and then there's confusion. And is it a clip or a magazine? And here we go again, right?
I would also argue it doesn't have to be this way, but I would say a pistol caliber carbine can accept handgun magazines. I mean, to me, that's another just item you can use to classify something as a PCC if it can accept, you know, magazines from your Glock or from your Smith.
In all reality, we should that specific definition, Travis, we should throw out the window just for the simple fact that the CZ Scorpion exists.
True. See, there you go. Yeah. But I mean, we could say it. There's so many other things we could say for like the 16-inch carbine that's chambered in 9mm with the stock. So
for the sake of time and the sake of simplicity, I think we should just look at something like what Squib said was something 16 inches or shorter that takes pistol caliber bullets, but is in a rifle-like format.
And pistol caliber being defined, like you said, AWAG, this cartridge was designed for a handgun initially. Yes, it'll fit in a rifle, but so we're really not talking about too many bottleneck cartridges unless you're talking about like 7.62 Tokarev or 357 SIG or something like that. Now, as far as the barrel lengths, 16 inches what a lot of people are probably going to go for because they don't want to deal with the tax stamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
But technically, if you're, you know, if you want to go the SBR route, then it's still a carbine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what the point I want to try to make here is that what we're going to show you today, where we would consider PCCs. You know, if you go out and buy one of these, you could say you bought a pistol caliber carbine. I just don't want somebody to like disagree halfway through the show and say, well, no, why would you call that a PCC? It's such a hard thing to define anymore, because to me, like the traditional PCC would be a lever gun chambered in 357 mag or 44 mag. You know,
if it had a short enough barrel, right? Like my 20-inch Henry, that's a full size rifle, but there's and I don't know if they do, but if they've got a 16-inch, I'm sure they do. If they've got a 16-inch, then would that be a PCC? Probably, because it's shorter. I mean, what's mine? A PCR pistol caliber rifle?
Yeah, exactly. What do you? At what point do you? In fact, the last one on the list for the 9 best pistol caliber carbines, you're like, wait a minute, isn't that technically a rifle? Hey, real quick here, we got E Honda out there. He goes, I got a PSA ARV at 9mm. Good choice. I got an AKV. I love it, which, by the way, you can get with a 16-inch barrel. He's got a 10.5-inch barrel with a SIG red dot and a Fostech Echo trigger. It's a sub gun, is what he says.
No, it's not. It's still a pistol caliber carbine.
Okay.
Because if it was a sub gun, it would have an actual fun switch, actual fun switch.
It would either be dedicated full auto or it'd have select fire capability.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the term sub gun comes from submachine gun, and it's not a submachine gun. If it's a binary,
well, okay.
it's
Honda
still,
says it has a fun switch. It's got an Echo trigger in it, which is
That's not a fun switch.
No, it's not.
That's a wannabe
legally
switch.
not. It's legally not a select fire machine gun. Because of the function of it, you still technically have two trigger pulls.
Let's break it down
it's cool.
into to mechanical and legal. So mechanically speaking, it is a semi-automatic trigger. You're pulling it once, it goes off. You're letting it go, it goes off. It's semi-automatic. Legally speaking, the ATF has declared that semi-automatic. As much as they don't like
he's calling
it
it
is
SUDs now. Dude, don't even go there. We're the furthest thing from that. I mean, seriously. No, we're just trying to say the legal definition of what is an actual...
No, I'm saying mechanical and legal.
Yeah, no, we're not being FUDs. We're just pulling out what the law defines the part.
Okay, here's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. If you are to get a rare breed forced reset, it would arguably be a subgun. Arguably.
FUD has 2 D's in it.
We're foods.
Ooh, food.
Yeah, we have
I'm
foods.
hungry now.
We have foods. Now we're hungry for food. Anyway, all right. So a couple things out here. So there's this is where it gets into a weird area. So M. Gabriel says, is the 7.5-inch 9mm AR with a brace of PCC?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, I mean, because that's actually what I thought is my AKV is being a PCC.
That's the main component of it. It's 9mm coupled with the barrel length. However, the definition is it's going to be a pistol or an SBR, depending on how you handle it. Legal definition, but
I might have a little bit of different opinion than you guys. To me, you go by the definition of carbine. Carbine is a 16-inch barrel. Anything shorter than that, to me, just to make it easier for people, is either an SBR or a pistol.
Okay, so an AR-15 with a stock and a 10.5-inch barrel that you've paid the tax stamp on is a pistol?
SBR.
Yeah, but I thought you just said anything under a 16-inch barrel is a pistol.
Well,
I said either an SBR or a pistol.
Oh, either. Sorry.
Yeah.
So if SBR, if it has a pistol, SBR, if it has a rifle stock on it, or if it has a brace on it, it's a pistol. Because those, the only reason I go by that is that's how you have to register it to not get your butt put in jail. So that's my definition of it, but I might just be oversimplifying things.
Now here's a conundrum. JH5H6 says, so my 20-inch Rossi 92 isn't a PCC? I guess it's a PCR. Pistol caliber rifle. That's another discussion for another time, isn't it?
What is this thing? What is it?
20-inch Rossi 92.
Yeah, see, just like my Henry Big Boy, it's a pistol caliber rifle.
It's a PCR.
That would fall into rifle.
Just don't put a vertical fork grip on it, please, and a tactical stock. So, let's see here. All right, so we got all kinds of fun stuff going on in the chat. So what do you guys think about them? Are they something that every gun owner should have? What kind of applications do you guys see for the PCC? We don't need justification to buy any gun. We can buy them because we can. We buy them because we want them. But what kind of application you guys see for the PCC? Defense Dad, why did you buy the Ruger PCC? I want one now because it's cool and I'm handling it. I'm thinking it's got a lot of flexibility, portability. What would you say, Defense Dad?
I bought it for 3 reasons. Number one, I just thought it'd be fun to have. But in addition to that, I thought it'd be a good travel rifle. I can throw it in a backpack, throw it in the car if I'm traveling. I have, it's not an AR, but it's something easy to take with you. And then I live in an apartment complex, so it's a 9mm caliber. It's more than, but in a rifle, it's more than sufficient for self-defense, but it's not going to shoot through quite as many walls if I miss my target as something in 5.56 or 2.23. So I thought it was kind of a neat package to have, and I also like the compatibility of it. It comes standard with setup for a Ruger mag. So if you have like a Ruger American or something, you can share mags. But you switch it over to Glock compatibility, then you can share. Which I don't have a Glock yet, but
Yeah.
you can get cheap mags and you can share
Yeah.
the mags with your handgun. So I think it's a pretty good system for not a lot of cost.
I'll just say personally, after taking it apart and reassembling it, the quality of the components are just they're there. It's solid, man. I mean, the way everything from how the screws seat themselves to the bolt itself and just the chassis, there's no parts of it that really feel cheap at all. And that's what I like about it. I feel like it's really giving you a lot for the money, right?
I didn't realize when I bought it kind of how much of a almost cult following it has. I thought I bought it because I kind of like stuff that's a little bit different. And then I'm like, holy crap.
Didn't Ruger sell something like it many years ago and then they brought it back? Did they do a PC carbine like 10 years ago or something? And there's kind of a demand for it. So that's why it made a comeback.
I don't know.
Now it's a takedown model. I was thinking that they made one a while ago. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean, it really gets into kind of a gray area. So Ozzy Orsmore says, so where does a Ruger 9mm Charger fall into? I mean, see, there you go.
It's still a PCC. Okay, so the action is literally based around a rifle platform. You're looking at, what is it, the Ruger 1022 that's just scaled up. It is literally a rifle action that they turned into a, air quotes, pistol. It is still a pistol caliber carbine because you have the option to put a brace on it.
Yeah. New York Outcast says that if it'll fit on his Glock stand, then it's a PCC. That's what New York Outcast has to say. So he's settling it for us out there. Tommy Gunn made a good point too. One of the advantages of the PCC is the 3 points of contact that you're going to get for stability and accuracy's sake. Say you got a kid trained to use it, that may be better with a rifle than a handgun. That's another option with it too. Take the PCC behind me, run a plus P hollow point through it. You've got a very formidable self-defense weapon, or even a hunting weapon too. I mean, depending on what you want to go for and what the laws are in your state. I really think there's just a lot of just flexibility and application for something like this. When I see this with that Magpul backpacker stock that they offer, the way it fits together, the portability, it's just, I mean, and again, don't get me wrong. I could take one of my AR pistols and break it down into 2 parts and it won't take up much more room than this behind me, but just ease of use, comfort, just flexibility, modularity, the fact you can bolt stuff on. You got Picatinny rail, you've got rails on it. I don't know. To me, I just think they're and looking at I don't know what the poll says now. We had something like 90% of our viewers have a PCC. So I mean, everybody's bought them for one reason or another. I keep my AKV. It's not the bedside gun. It's just inside the closet. It's my backup or maybe my first go-to with a weapon light on it and a red dot. I've got a 35 round mag with critical defense in it, and I've got 6 more mags ready to go with FMJs. I'm like, that is going to take care of the majority of something I would run into, and so to me, and it's got a pretty rugged design, and it's going to run its blowback action. It's not gas based, so it's going to take some abuse. Squib, you've got a PCC, not counting the lever gun. Do you have a semi-automatic pistol caliber carbine, Squib?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you buy it? I'm not being critical. I want to know, like, what was the mentality behind getting it? Because a lot of people, might think, well, why do I need one? Why shouldn't you have one? I mean, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to give people reasons right now. I don't work for the industry, but I try to encourage people to go out and buy as many guns as they can. Squib, what would you say?
Okay. Let's see. Why did I get it? Manual of arms. Hunting.
Okay.
That's about it.
Cross compatibility with some AR components, maybe. I don't know, flip up sights, red dots.
No, well,
I guess it depends on the platform, grips, furniture.
A handful of furniture might be cross compatibility and sights, but really it's just manual of arms. It's a platform that just pops right into my shoulder and everything just goes natural. It's kind of one of the reasons I'd rather get an AR in 450 Bushmaster than a less expensive bolt action in 450, even though that bolt action will drop a deer just fine.
Yeah.
It was just that, and I'm considering using it for hunting. Other than that, I mean, manual of arms is just, I guess it falls big into that. But the thing is, though, the more I think about it, the less I'm thinking that I would use it I would use it for hunting because I'm just not sure that a 10mm would stretch out that far. So I've got them. I'm stuck with them. Parts are kind of a pain in the butt to get for them. As a matter of fact, I just decided to go ahead and email the company going, what gives? Why haven't you had parts in 2 years?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not.
Are they proprietary parts? You can't get there's no cross compatibility with any other brand, or I guess when you look at that's one problem too is the bolt carrier group that these things use, or the bolt itself, or some of the springs and parts. You might have trouble finding replacements, or they might not be easy to source, right?
Well, I mean, for those out there that are fanboys, these things take Glock mags.
Okay.
And that makes it, inexpensive for mags. Depending, I bought some Glock brand mags, and I thought these were overpriced for what they are, just like the Glock is. But there's aftermarket mags, So that from that standpoint, that could be a positive or a negative. But the way I'm going to hold it, that mag could be an issue. I'm not sure. Yeah, some of the proprietary stuff could be kind of a negative. Or here's the thing: if you want a carbine to match your sidearm, it's a good option. If you want to get an AR carbine because you're used to the manual of arms with an AR and M16 or something like that, I think it's a good option. If you want more firepower than a handgun, meaning really more accuracy and range, more so than capacity, but you want a handgun caliber for maybe you want to be able to shoot 100 yards, but you really don't want it unless you're lobbing them in there going more than 100 yards for hunting purposes, or in some sort of urban environment, or in your home. Or you want the option of maybe the kinds of rounds, if you're a reloader, the kinds of rounds that you can put on a pistol cartridge that are maybe not as the options aren't there with a rifle, like frangible or something like that, even though I know there's some rifle frangible and stuff like that. There are lots of different niche, I think is the word I'm looking for, reasons to have one. I'm not saying these are bad to have at all, but my reason was just manual of arms, just takedown cleaning, the way I hold it, things like that, and I was considering it being used for hunting, but since last season I've kind of changed my opinion on whether or not it would be useful for hunting.
Another thing too is, you're talking, let's talk AR platform. If you want one, you can just buy an upper chambered in 9mm, get a magwell adapter, and you're done. I mean, you can get into it for less than the price of a standalone PCC. Many times you can get a nice upper for $300, get a magwell adapter for $50, pick up your mags. You might already have them if it's a mag that, like a Beretta mag, or maybe a Glock mag, or Sig mag, or Ruger mag for that matter, and you're ready to go. I mean, that's one nice thing. Now, overall reliability is something like that. That system, once you put it together, it can be iffy. It just depends on how well it runs, the quality of the upper. But the fact that you can easily acquire a PCC, well, then you got to watch barrel length, and you got to watch if that lower was registered for a rifle or whatever. But, if I had an AR pistol, I consider picking up a 9mm upper for a magwell adapter, and I'm ready to go. You can always go with a bigger barrel if you want to also. You could get a 16-inch upper and put that on your pistol lower if you wanted to. You might say, why? Well, you could. I mean, it's a possibility.
Right.
So it wouldn't take much to get you going that route. Well, if you want better performance of the round, that's an option.
The 16-inch barrel length is for legal reasons, because I don't want to pay for a tax stamp. I'm not against getting an SBR. I've considered getting an SBR for my wife, not for the stupid cool factor, literally because of the weight.
Practicality, weight, gun. Ability to use it. Yeah.
How do I legally get this gun lighter for her? Okay, get an SBR. All right, I'll pay the money. I don't know, but I just haven't got off my butt and done it. So I don't care about that crap. But I just 16-inch barrel is just fine. There's some people that are going to say you're not getting the best ballistics, right? At a certain barrel length, it doesn't matter. Now you're just you've got it. This is where AWAG, the engineer, comes in and gives us the barrel length versus powder burn. Okay, I'm getting into the weeds.
Yeah. All right. I got you. Okay, so single shot, we're going to move to you. Do you have a pistol caliber carbine? You can even include your lever guns if you want to. Or do you have a semi-automatic PCC? And if so, why'd you buy it? Or why'd you buy
No,
that?
I don't have one, but I got plenty of single shot pistol barrels that'll take care of the problem. But anyway, I've considered the oh, good grief. I had it on my mind anyway. It's the 10mm one that they just come out
High
with here a
point,
while
or
back.
there's a High Point 10 mil.
That's
I mean,
it.
there's a lot of companies
High
come out
Point.
10mm everything now, but
Yeah,
the High Point one
yeah.
that came out a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that one there has interested me. They're somewhat in either 10mm or 45 ACP. So that's basically about it there. I'd like to, you know, and there's a couple of things that I'm working on that might come to pass if finances provide.
Yeah.
So, you know,
well, most of those High
working
Points
on
are starting
that.
to drop down in price too. At one point, I remember telling people, "Hey, you could get one for you could get a 10mm for $279 on Gunbroker new."
Yeah.
And then we had, the riots happen over the summer, and then they disappeared, and then they were going for $400. So, and I will say this: anybody who's like a fan of Grantham, High Point shipped him a High Point carbine, and it just kind of fell apart on camera, which was really disappointing. He also had mag issues, but he was using the Red Ball 20-round mags instead of the factory mags. I think if he had used the factory mags that came with it, the pistol mags, he would have had better luck. I've got a late production Gen 1 High Point, and it just runs like a champ. I mean, it's so broken in that it just runs. It'll eat anything, and it runs well. And I had an early one back in the early 2000s, and it ran like a champ too. So I'd encourage somebody, if you don't have a lot of money and you want to get a PCC, maybe consider going the High Point round just to kind of test your feet on something like that and see what you think about it. So
yeah.
Otherwise, I still consider the lever gun a PCC too. If you think about it, if you got a 16-inch barrel, All right, and hey, Foos, we'll get to you in a minute here. Firefighter, what about you?
Technically, I do have one.
Okay, it's like everybody has one and they didn't even realize it, And
it's in my hand right now.
Okay.
It's the Beretta CX4 Storm that takes 92 series magazines.
Yeah. Solid choice, man. I mean, those seem to be, I don't know much about the disassembly on them. I've never cleaned one, but they have been around for a while. They seem to be pretty good. I know for a while you could get some good deals on some police turn-ins on them. The 92 mag compatibility is good. That's definitely a bonus because those mags don't cost any more than Glock mags. So how is it? What would you say about the shooting experience? Is it pretty smooth?
It is,
Okay.
but you got to be careful. There are two different models of it. There's the ones that take the 92 series mags and ones that take the PX4 mags.
Okay. Are those harder to find, the PX4 mags in general?
Yeah, in my area, and they're more pricey, so that's why I went with the 92 mags.
Yeah.
Because, more manufacturers other than Beretta are making them. The mags.
I wonder because, the Stoeger Cougar and what was it again, the PX4? Is that the pistol? Is that what that was called? Okay, I wonder if those take the same mags, because you might be able to find Stoeger Cougar magazines that are actually the same, because that was almost the same gun. It was just a redesign. The PX4 was loosely based off the Stoeger Cougar, which was based off the Beretta Cougar. So, yeah.
But it is a fun little carbine.
Okay.
With a few, taking it down, move a few screws or springs, and you could go from right-handed to left-handed.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question. Where in the grand scheme of things does the mare's leg fall in?
That would technically be a pistol.
That would be a pistol. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, the definitions of these really get blurred just because there's so many different types and formats. So,
well,
go ahead, Squid, or Foos, go ahead.
No, I just saying, but basically, the way it is with, since the bear's leg is, you need that extra area in the back for the lever. You don't need. There's no brace assembly on it. So, it could be in the same realm as a PCC, or are we just talking about PCCs with a full 16-inch barrel?
Well, we've been trying to define PCCs since we started the episode because there's just so many different types and styles, Yeah.
I know, but a PCC it's a carbine. That's a rifle. So it has to, by definition, it has to be the full 16-inch.
16-inch barrel, yeah.
What I
No.
what I said was the mechanical definition of a PCC, which is a rifle style weapon system that takes a pistol caliber.
Okay. And
So-
if that's definition, that's cool too. It's just
Yeah, we were
whatever.
just trying to come up with something in general, so we would have to argue over what the definition
So
was.
I
And
mean,
there's so
sorry,
many
I'm
different
late.
ones. No, it's all good, dude. Don't
it's
worry
all
about
good.
it. No, it's cool.
I mean that's just a simple definition that's boiled down and everything. So
Mhm.
there, like I said, there's always exceptions to rules, and you know it's one of those things. But if it's like on the market and it's like a CZ Scorpion and it has a brace, it's a pistol caliber carbine. I mean, they don't make anything more than a 16-inch barrel. You know, it's a pistol caliber carbine.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, while we got you chatting real quick, what do you have for PCCs and why'd you buy them?
Actually, I don't have any.
Okay.
So I am a fan of shorter barrel rifle cartridge. I have a Mark 18 that is a pistol. Legally speaking, it is a pistol because it has the brace on it, and but it's basically a Mark 18.
Okay.
It's just more oomph behind a projectile than a pistol caliber stuff. So, you know, I think that's the only thing that I have that is a pistol per se. But yeah, no, I don't have any desire to buy a pistol caliber carbine. I don't really. There's nothing out there that I like that I would want to own. I mean, short of like a P90, but like those are expensive, and the ammo itself is even more
I was
expensive.
gonna say the ammo's even more expensive. Yeah, when you really get into it.
And I think that is what all boils down to. Like, the whole PCC craze is, well, it comes down to two things: commonality of ammo,
Constant
with-
commonality.
yeah, and the cheapness of shooting it. Like, people love to shoot rifles, but you shoot 5.56, 7.62, 308 all day, it starts to add up, you know, everywhere. But you shoot 9mm all day, it's quite a bit easier on the pocketbook.
Yeah, I mean, I reload, so most of the stuff that I have, I don't really care about what caliber it is, as long as I can find projectiles and powder for it.
Same, but still, I could reload a lot. I can reload and shoot a lot more 9mm than I can 223.
Yeah, but in my case, I'm not necessarily worried about that. You know, I stick with two groups. Is just either it's a rifle or it's a pistol that I'm buying. I don't really like to blur those lines that much. Now, I could be wrong. There could be something that'll hit the market that I completely overlooked at SHOT Show or something that'll show up in my local gun store. I'll be like, ooh, I gotta have that. But as of right now, nothing's really tickling my fancy.
I'm right there with you, AWAG.
And speaking of tickling fancies, Honda's here. Honda, welcome. I'm glad you're joining us from the Mountain Time Zone.
What up?
What's going on, Honda? What are you doing?
I have to work this morning, so I woke up a little bit early. But I saw you guys live, and I finally got my coffee going, so I figured I'd join in and let you all hear my lovely voice.
Sick.
Smooth as silk.
Yeah.
So, Honda, you were talking about your setup. What do you run for PCC, or what do you have? Do you have a PCC?
Well, I wouldn't consider it a PCC. I would consider it a submachine gun, and I don't care what all you naysayers say out there about the Echo trigger and how it's not technically actually a submachine gun. It's close enough for me. It's close enough for what I can afford, because I'm never going to have money for an actual true submachine gun.
It's not
full
and
so look, I get what you're saying, and I know that, you know, it feels good to be wrong sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do know what you're saying. Like, it's not actually a submachine gun, but if you've never shot an Echo trigger, dude, they're loads of fun. It is a fun gun.
They're awesome. Yeah.
And it turns it into one step short of that, honestly.
I mean,
Yeah.
You're just a waiter. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
it's
man.
true.
Let Honda have his fun.
Waiter.
Let him have fun.
I had to say it.
However,
Oh man,
I'm speaking entirely hypothetically. If you were to maybe have an actual submachine gun I would look the other way.
Fine.
Honda
So would I, but
And
as
if you
far
had
as
an actual
functionality
submachine
wise,
gun, I would say
Craft.
that I don't know how you can afford to feed it on that salary. But hey,
make more than you guys think. But
He's a craft mixologist. Can we please just get this right, gentlemen? Craft mixologist.
I also have
Man's
a
first.
Rossi 92
Yeah.
in 357 38 special, and I also have a PS90 because apparently I make so little money that a PS90 is, that's all I make all year. I saved for a year for that one.
That's all right, dude. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm kidding.
Do you have a PS90?
Yeah.
They're cool, man. I had a fun time shoot. I had a blast with it. I thought this thing was awesome. I'm thinking, man, this would be cool just to have with, for travel and stuff. But then I saw the price of the ammo and I was like, God, that's an expensive magazine. But,
I don't know why, but in my mind, when I think PS90, I don't think PCC for whatever reason.
Well, with it, they have it. Don't they have a 16-inch barrel? The isn't that what it is?
Yeah, it technically by definition is a PS90 is a pistol caliber carbine. However, for whatever reason, in my mind, much like my submachine gun, I don't consider the PS90 to be a pistol caliber carbine.
But it's got kind of. I mean, I know it has its own unique bolt system, but it has a trigger pack similar to a semi-automatic rifle. It's got its own unique bolt system, but it still has a firing pin.
So yes, the PS90 is a pistol caliber carbine because you have a rifle format with a pistol caliber chambering.
correct.
I feel like your mother beat you when you were a child.
No, I'm just engineering, man.
The PS90 is a PS. Is a pistol. Is a PCC, and a binary trigger just means that you want to be full auto.
It's a faster semi-auto.
I'm gonna rename this episode. What is a PCC? There we go. That's all. We're just gonna rename this one. It's like, what is it? Let's
consider
argue.
the PS90 to be more of a PDW. If
Okay.
you're going to go
All
by
right.
strict
Here we go
definitions
into the
of
weeds
terms,
now. Okay. So
then yes, it is a personal defense weapon that happens to be a pistol caliber carbine.
Sorry, all my pistols, rifles are personal defense weapons.
Yeah. We're going to go into the weeds a little bit here.
Oh man, now we get into the definition of a PDW.
So PDW.
Is, okay, go ahead.
When I'm telling you about like definitions of things, I'm strictly speaking about the engineering definition behind it. Is what was it made for? What were the things that make this a certain thing? And we're going with the American definitions of PDWs and submachine guns, because the Russians have this weird thing they call the Krinkov. They call that a submachine gun, but it is not a submachine gun. It's still a rifle. Sorry. Anyway, a PDW is essentially that modern. It's a more modern version of a submachine gun. It's mostly a hyper compact action with a very, very short barrel on it that shoots a very high pressure, high speed projectile. And so a PDW can be like the HK MP7 or the P90. Magpul made something way back when that actually used the 5.56 by 45 NATO cartridge. And I think they just called it the PDW.
An AR in 50 Beowulf is a PDW if in certain circumstances.
Yes.
It's not PDW.
So
the caliber is not in the definition.
Yeah, the caliber is usually not in the definition, but it averagely is more higher pressure cartridges than, say, like a submachine gun, like your MP5s that are just straight well cartridges.
Well, technically,
Foos, you gotta answer the question, Foos. Do you have any PCCs, and if so, why'd you buy them?
So, at first I was gonna say no, but then whenever Honda said he had his 38-357, I was like, oh, I have a Henry in that.
Yeah.
And I got that one just because I like to have, whenever I have a cartridge, I like to have more than one gun to shoot that cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I only had a Ruger LCR in 357, so I went ahead and picked up a lever gun in 38-357. Cool. That's why I have it. just because I needed another gun to shoot that cartridge.
Mm-hmm. Now, what were we going to say? You were going to go on about something else before I interrupted you.
I was going to say, technically, a 9mm is tapered. So it's not straight.
Here we go. Here we go. I know, like I said, we just got to come up with just some kind of a basic. So when we go through
It's
these
a straight
examples,
wall. It doesn't have a neck.
guys, yeah, when you look at these examples, they might not fit your traditional definition of a PCC. I'm sure I might hear about it in the comments later, but it's like these are marketed and called PCCs by the manufacturers. It's just they're trying to kind of fit a certain form factor or a certain type of line, you know.
Most of the time, it's just buzzwords.
Yeah, whenever you get 7 guys that like to nerd out sometimes, talking about something that they like to, we like to go down the rabbit hole just to say, shits and gigs.
Yep. Sometimes it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
And we're just all jacking with each other.
All right. So why don't we just go ahead and do some, like, as our tradition on the show, we're going to do some shopping here real quick and just take a look and see what's actually out there. And I don't know, I'm sure there's been some stuff shown off from SHOT Show that I'm not going to cover, but I really haven't seen a lot of PCC coverage, to be honest with you. There was probably something obvious out there that everybody saw.
Do the exact same PCC video from SHOT Show, and it's the greatest thing ever.
All right, so let's go check out the Rugers for starter, and that's just because I got one behind me and I'm about to shoot it here later on. So this is kind of cool, Okay, now don't worry about the MSRPs. You can get them way below MSRP, but yeah, what do you guys think?
I'm kind of looking into one of those, but then I don't want to buy Glock mags. Like,
well, you can, you got the Ruger option also.
Well,
that's the other option.
That's not an option.
Now it takes Ruger American mags
or Glock mags. It has 2 different mag adapters.
You could get a matching sidearm and then have compatibility.
I could, but
if you're not a Glock fanboy, you do have another option.
Well, I'm not a Ruger American fanboy either. So for me, it's like whenever I come down to a semi-auto PCC, I have basically 2 options. Do I want to go with a Glock mag or a Scorpion mag?
Scorpion.
Here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand. Why doesn't Ruger just make a bunch of different? I can't imagine it's that expensive to make a magwell adapter that'll accept CZ mags.
Or
magwell adapter that'll accept Beretta mags.
Because Ruger doesn't like
now you're.
I'm not a marketing genius, but even that would not make sense, right? I mean, why not bring in more customers from other brands, right?
You're not thinking like a marketing guy at a major firearms company who knows nothing about handgun or guns in general, I should say.
Exactly.
I got to tell you, being in automotive, our marketing guys, they're not car guys. Everybody thinks they're like gearheads and they're just they love classic cars and they just and these people are some of the most neutered car people you have ever met, and that's why you get crappy cars, because of these marketing guys or these program managers who want to cut corners and cut costs and don't care about the consumer. So unfortunately, that engineer that comes up with the great idea, or that designer, or that guy in the prototype shop finding a way to make this thing more durable or whatever it is, or just the guys that are out, they're pushed down by some of these marketing guys and program managers. I imagine it's the same garbage manufacturing guns.
Yeah, upper management, CEOs, stuff like that, project managers, they're not the gear guys. The gear guys want to stay in on the gears, and once you get to that level, you get removed from that, and most of the guys that know what's going on don't want to be there because they want to, stay in the gears and stay in the production side, what tickles their fancy.
Yes.
You get up into upper management, and it's management people.
And
what they like, management.
Case in point, why doesn't Glock have a PCC yet? Well, that's an upper management decision, isn't it?
And at this point, I don't think Glock needs to make a PCC because everything takes their mags.
If Glock made a rifle or a PCC, that thing would sell like hotcakes because there's so many Glock fanboys out there.
Yes.
That if
what do we know about guns, Honda? What do we know about guns? We're just.
But the marketing guy is going to say, let's just sell to the police. And you're going to have the program manager there going, if we do this and it doesn't work, it's my butt. No. And neither one of them own a gun. It's like, you work for Glock. I don't own a gun. And it's not because they live in Europe either. It's because they're not.
You work for Mopar. I ride a unicycle because it's.
Dude, it's.
I've got an electric bicycle.
I've got one of those little electric things you stand on and take. Little electric
program manager
things
from an auto company driving an expensive new car. It's because it's in his contract. And every 2 or 3 years, the company just provides him another new expensive car. He doesn't know how to work half the things on it, and he doesn't care that it's got 600 horsepower. He just gets it for free.
Exactly.
And will probably never chirp the tires.
Going back to what I forget who was asking about Scorpion mags versus Glock mags versus whatever mags. I went with Scorpion because of looks. Like if you like, I got a AR style 9mm carbine, and just the way that the angle of the Glock mag goes into the mag well and the way that it just looks like a dog turd to me, you know?
Yeah. I am leaning towards that for a couple of reasons. One, it's a double feed, a true double stack all the way up. So you have, reliability. I know Glock people are like, oh, there's no reliability. Glocks. Yeah, I've seen it. So reliability, true double feed, and that means loading is a lot easier as well.
Yeah, we're going to look at the AKVs here later on, ARVs. I love, PSA makes mags. They're $16. They've got metal reinforced lips. Magpul makes magazines. CZ makes mags. Yeah.
I was going to say here, you also have to, here I go with my engineering speak again, is you have to look at what the gun it was designed for was intended for originally. The Glock was intended to be a semi-automatic pistol magazine. Yep. It was then an afterthought, hey, we should make this as a machine pistol, at Glock with the G18. And then you got to look at the Scorpion. The Scorpion was originally designed to be a submachine gun for like special forces and stuff like that. So they designed a magazine that could function faster and on a platform that was made to just dump ammo.
Correct. Absolutely. But the benefits is they're both reliable and it's what you want. Like I had a Glock for a little bit. I can't stand Glocks. So that's another reason I'm looking towards CC. That, and I know a lot of people work at CC, so to help them out. But
yeah, if you're looking for my first PCC there, single shot, you got the high point option. And like I said, I've got a late production Gen 1, and it's been solid. I mean, I had one back in the early 2000s that never had any issues. You get these in 9, 40, 45, 10 millimeter. And again, I know the Grantham had trouble with this, but the main problem with this is he was using the Red Ball 20-round mags, which normally work well with the gun. There was just something very wrong with the gun that they sent him. I don't even know if they test fired it before they sent it to him. So I'm not going to make excuses, but generally you don't hear a lot of complaints about the high point carbines. I mean, the magazines can occasionally be finicky, but
If you watch Honest Outlaw's review on it too, he had problems with that same Red Ball mag.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I mean, it's such an aesthetically pleasing gun. I don't know why more people don't have them.
You can pick these up for a little over $200. Mine has the original Planet of the Apes stock on it. That's what they called it. I like it better. I don't need rails and stuff. When I got a red dot on the top of it, and that's it. I mean, it's actually very accurate, surprisingly.
These things, I see these. I see Cindy Lou Who going all like Rambo because it looks like something designed by Dr. Seuss.
I mean, I can't say much. My very first gun was a High Point 45 pistol. So,
yeah, I mean, I would just say if you want a PCC and if you happen to be a High Point owner, the magazine interchangeability, I believe on the 9mm is there. I think you can use the same mags. It's kind of funny. I bought one used. Mine actually came with a 380 mag, and I didn't even know it until I took it to the range. And it ran fine with a 380 mag. So, I mean, they gave me a 380 mag for a 9mm carbine. So I went ahead and bought a couple 9mm mags for it. But yeah, the fact you could get this, I mean, imagine running like a plus P 10mm through this thing, a nice, solid hollow point or a hot 45 ACP round. Again, you've got a relatively inexpensive, very functional defensive tool. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like it. But again, lifetime warranty, which doesn't matter if the gun doesn't run. It's good to have, but it doesn't matter. Mine's been solid. I don't know if anybody else out there has had good or bad luck with their high points, but
sometimes things can be just so ugly they're cool. I mean, so there's two of them.
It's just kind of there. Like you just don't really have an opinion on it, So breakdown and cleaning of these is really not that bad. It takes a while, but it's not that hard to do. And luckily you don't have to do it that often. You can run a lot of rounds through these things before you really have to worry about, because they're just a blowback style. They can take a lot of powder before they start to fail. Yeah.
So we need to make good.
One more point that I'd like to make is when you're going for a pistol caliber carbine, you're going to gain velocity, and your accuracy is going to be better, and your hitting power is going to be more. Now, there's a theory that was taught to me many, many, many years ago, and he called it maximum usable barrel length. So if you're using maximum user barrel length caliber-wise, then there's going to be a certain length of a barrel where that cartridge is going to have the maximum effectiveness. Like 22 caliber long rifle, it's usually not much more than 16 inches. 223 is right around 18 to 20. It all depends on the caliber that you're thinking about, and what you're going to have for maximum usable figures. You take a 26-inch barrel and put a 22 long rifle cartridge in it. When that bullet's going down the barrel, it's going to get to a point where it's going to start losing horsepower before it leaves the barrel. So right at that point is where she starts losing horsepower, is where you should consider lopping it off right there, or terminating. When that bullet leaves the barrel, it's at its maximum effectiveness at that barrel length. And of course, that's going to vary with your caliber. It's going to vary with your bullet weight, your bullet style, all that kind of stuff factors in. So when you're talking using different calibers in pistol carbines, then you're going to walk into that factor of maximum usable barrel length for that caliber.
Yeah, because maybe the 16 inches is overkill. Maybe a 10.5 inch would actually provide you with maximum power at that point. The 16 would just be kind of extra weight to lug around and less mobility.
So
now,
here's a good example of that.
Here's a good example. Here's a good example of you're losing power. Everybody's familiar with muzzle flash. Well, what does muzzle flash mean? You're burning powder outside of the barrel. You're losing horsepower. So it means you're going to go to a longer length barrel for that caliber, that particular recipe for that cartridge. So when you're getting the flash out of that barrel, you're losing a lot of your efficiency for that particular load.
Okay.
I got something to say, but I'll let AWAC go first.
I was going to give the example that people like to compare these two cartridges a lot. They're like, oh, it's just a better version of this. Is the 300 Blackout, the 7.62x39. They are very, very similar. However, they are not. The 7.62x39 was designed for a 22-inch barrel, and the 300 Blackout is designed to work with an 8-inch barrel. And it all has to do with powder, powder burn rates and all that jazz. Just like Single Shot said, if you're getting an excessive muzzle flash, it's you're burning a lot of unburnt powder. However, there is a certain point where sometimes the powder doesn't even burn, and you won't get a muzzle flash. It's usually with say if you were to take a huge heavy Magnum cartridge like a 300 Winchester Magnum, you were to run it out of an 8-inch barrel, you necessarily wouldn't get a massive muzzle flash. 300 Winchester Magnum was designed to work with a 26-inch barrel, and if you're using an 8-inch barrel, you're just dumping powder out of the barrel. It doesn't even have time to burn.
Yep. Like you go to an indoor pistol range, you'll be having muzzle flashes everywhere, but you go look about 8-10 feet in front of the firing line, you're going to have powder sprinkled all over that floor. So even a 9mm that's designed for a handgun, you stick it out of a 16-inch barrel rifle, and you're still gaining speed that entire 16 inches because that powder, even though it's made to burn in first 6 or 7 inches, or actually probably 3 to 5 inches, you're still burning, you're still producing pressure until that barrel leaves the into the bullet leaves the barrel or the bolt starts moving, and all this stuff, the barrel's gone. I mean, the bullet's gone first, so you're still building all that pressure until that bullet leaves the barrel, and you're still increasing speed.
Yeah,
that's what all this stuff is yeah. It may not be burning, but you still have enough gas expansion because the properties of gas to still be putting that bullet down. Whereas it may be optimal, and it may be not optimal, but it's designed to, like 300 Black has designed for 8-inch barrel instead of 76x39 as a rifle length barrel. It's just what it's designed to do. Doesn't mean that it's potentially, like, if you have that one cartridge and that 300 Black out an 8-inch and you have a 16-inch. Yes, it's made to produce in that 8-inch, but if you put it in a 16-inch, you'll still have faster velocities because of the properties of gas.
Yeah. One other thing that I'd like to mention, one more facet to this diamond. In my world, I have several different cartridges that cross over to rifle cartridges. So with that thought in mind, I've got one cartridge that I'm firing out of a 12-inch barrel. I'm getting Muzzle Flash. Well, the recipe calls for that powder to be used in rifle cartridges. So part of the loading manuals nowadays, if you shoot single-shot pistols, they will actually have a section in there for, a good example, the 308. I fired full house rifle loads out of them 16-inch barrels that I've got, and boy, they're unreal.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to that section of the reloading manual, and it has loads that are designed for the 16-inch 308 pistol barrel. I'm just saying, because mine are like 15s, I guess. I got one that's a 10 with a custom built brake. But that's something else. You have to change the powder. Is what I'm saying on this. If you're getting that muzzle flash off of that into that barrel with a load that you're loading for it, and you're shooting a single shot pistol, you've got to go to that section of the reloading manual. It says, hey, 308, you use, we'll just say H322 or H335 reduced amount, or they'll use a completely different powder for a certain bullet weight. So there's a lot of factors that you have to consider when you're talking these pistol carbine barrel lengths. And it takes some experimentation. If you're a reloader like I am, you're great, because you get a lot of options to work with.
Real quick here, guys, I want to give a shout out to Johnny B out there for his super chat. He says, boom, hey from Appalachia. So Johnny B's chiming in with us. Yeah, I mean, the barrel length, it could be one of those things where, you might decide that you want to go 16-inch, but maybe 10.5 was better. So again, just do a little research on the caliber that you're going to shoot through it, and then just make the best decision on the barrel length that you can, and you're going to be good to go. It would suck to buy something that's going to lose performance because you've got too much barrel length. So I can understand where you're coming from.
Is Johnny B really in Appalachia? Is he in West Virginia?
I believe so, is where he's based out of, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
does he dig ginseng in the ginseng season?
I have no
idea.
Do
you guys even know about this? There's like this whole thing, right? Like these Appalachian dudes go around digging in the middle of the woods for ginseng because it's like $800 a pound when you go to the store and sell it.
I would. We got people that do the same thing with morel mushrooms out here too. They go find them and sell them because they're hard to find. You got to have the land. You got to have access to land to go get them. So that's.
I thought that ginseng was Asian.
Well, it grows naturally in lots of places. One of the places is in West Virginia in the mountains. And these dudes like fight wars over it, basically. Not like literally, but like they
kind of sound like gold dudes and stuff. Gold,
just like narco wars.
Yeah.
Except it's ginseng wars.
Gotta get that saying. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's check out the next model that I want to look at here and see what you guys think about this one. I believe we talked about this one before. Mike's got this one, right? We got the X-Star EP9, which they had talked about making a 10mm version of it when it first came out, but it's since disappeared from the website. So $449, you know, I think these are usually $339, $399. I've tried to get one as a tester, but I just kind of gave up after I'd heard back from the company. But you know, it's interesting design, a lot of polymer. I think Honest Outlaw tested this one too, and it ran pretty good for him.
It certainly is interesting.
MK Outdoor Journals did a video on this.
Yeah, Mike did one. Yep.
What kind of mags does that take?
This is Glock mag compatible.
Glocks.
Oh boy.
The whole thing's polymer. I mean, it's inexpensive. People have them, tend to really like them. They either usually compare this or the Strybog.
It looks like it takes just a normal AR-15 trigger too, which is nice.
Okay. Talking about the Strybog kind of brings me up to one pistol caliber carbine that I actually would love to own, if I could find one, and that is the B&T TP9.
That's on the list of the 9 best pistol caliber carbines article that I found first that we're going to go through in a little bit. So I think that shows up on there. But I mean, they're cool, but you know, we're also looking at $2,400. But hey, man, you know, you do you. You know, if you want that Swiss-made craftsmanship and whatnot. But
Swiss.
Yeah,
I'm a Swiss fanatic.
I like Swiss cheese. That's about all I can afford.
Yeah, Swiss cheese is pretty
chocolate.
good too.
Swiss chocolate's pretty good. So again, X-Star EP9. What's the barrel length on this thing? Is this a 10.5 inch? I don't know what the barrel length is.
It looks like 8 inch maybe.
Looking like an 8 inch. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if they give us the specs on it anywhere. I don't know. They buy now. They keep saying buy now, but I want more details on the gun.
Yes, buy it now. Do it. Buy it now.
Threaded for suppressors, which is good.
$449. Buy it now. Buy it now.
When it first came out, it was like $399.
Yeah, they had them on sale for like the first 6 months or whatever that they came out with them. They were out there to.
I really
get
wish
them out there in the market.
This website should have more places to click where you can buy it now.
I know by now. Hey, you want to buy it?
Travis,
I know I can't find specs on size at all, but
buy it now, measure the specs, and then go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, just get it first and then talk about it later, like what's compatible and what's not. So
it's funny.
The barrel there.
It's funny, all these like Facebook groups and stuff. It's like, oh, I just bought this. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Or I bought this. Hopefully, I didn't get a limit. I know nothing about it. I'm like, why the hell did you buy it?
Just the design was pretty. There's a couple that I bought just because I thought they looked sweet. I mean, you know, the AKV is one of those ones that did it for me. So that, I just thought it looked awesome and I kind of like the military base of the AKV. You know,
like if you could do an AKV with I think maybe PSA does this, but AKV with a Scorpion mag.
Yeah,
like the AK doesn't look right with a straight mag. Period.
Right, it really doesn't. Neither does the AR, in my opinion, though. With the way it sticks back, it's just it just doesn't look right. Like I'm sure it works fine, and I'm sure people love them and yada yada yada. It doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm. What doesn't look right?
Started off with
this doesn't look right.
ARAK.
No, those look right because they have the Scorpion mags. So the angle of the magazine coming out of the gun looks like it should, in my opinion. When you switch over to the AR9 or whatever it is that they have, I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, when they're straight, they angle back. They do look kind of weird.
You understand that the Car 9 started off with a straight mag, right?
Yeah, they use the Colt style straight mags. I like those. I don't like anything with a Glock mag except for a Glock. Glocks should only be the things that use Glock mags.
But the Colt ones with the Colt, that is a straight mag, but it's straight down. It's not that angled back.
I bought this because the mags are inexpensive. The capacity, you can also get 15-round extensions, so you can run 50s through it. Picatinny rail, just rugged build quality.
Whoa, there's 15-round extensions for those? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go 50-round mags, and I think they have drums, but I would just go with extensions.
This is the AKV.
Yeah.
Dude, the drums for CZ drums, the 50-round drums are like $120. I don't know why you would get that when there's regular 35-round mags for $17.
It'd be
so-
about $40 to make one 50-round mag, not including ammunition.
So PSA makes a magazine extension for Scorpion mags, and they actually work pretty well.
Several companies do.
I didn't know they cost that much.
What, the AKVs?
Yeah, the
From-
AKV.
They've gone up. I paid $879 for mine when I bought it 2 years ago.
Man,
So,
that's dang.
I like those banana magazines too. Those are cool.
Yeah, but they're always
Well-
out of stock.
No, these are in stock right now.
I'm talking about the ones that from X-Tech Tactical. I think they had it before
Oh.
PSA did.
You can also get this in a 16-inch if you want it, but I went with the 10.5 or whatever the standard barrel size was.
Like
Yeah.
an AK, removing the short piston, the long stroke gas piston, it just doesn't. It doesn't seem like an AK to me. I know it still looks like that with in form and function, but
Yeah,
removing
it does have the piston, but that's just more for weight in the blowback system of it that it uses, just so it'll function properly, essentially. So, I really like mine. I really do enjoy shooting it. It's got a super light trigger. You got to watch out for that, but they made some pretty cool configurations and stuff. I got the cheese grater gas tube cover on the top of mine, and that's all I've done to it, really. I do have a red dot on the top of it, a flashlight on it, and it is basically set up for home defense.
You put a flashlight on it?
Yeah, these are MOE. These are help me out.
Oh my gosh!
M-Lock compatible.
I can hear the airplane from here.
I'm confused. What's wrong?
He said you put a flashlight on it.
Flashlight. Yeah, I put a flashlight. I put a no light on it.
flashlight.
Flashlight. I said a flashlight.
Flesh.
No, I said flashlight.
I know, but they're saying
This is
flesh.
a family-friendly show. Stop this.
It is. I put a light on it. Okay, is that better? Sorry, I've got allergies going on, so I can't pronounce things very good this morning. But yeah, no, I've got a light on it. I've got an O light on it, and it's pretty wicked looking. So I should have had it sitting behind me, but yeah, I really like it. I don't know if I'd want to pay. I mean, granted, I paid almost $100 less for it, but occasionally you get the blends that'll pop up for $8.99.
So my issue is, like, if I have one, it's gonna, like, whenever I buy a rifle or a pistol, I'm like, can I get parts? Especially something that I plan on shooting a lot. I mean, some of my milsurps, I'm not gonna shoot but a couple hundred rounds in this lifetime, so I'm not really worried about that. But like something I plan on shooting, I'm like, I want parts. So like AKV, can you get replacement parts?
Yeah.
Can you,
Yeah, they actually sell a emergency repair parts kit for it that covers the bulk of the components. I think the trigger, it's just a regular AK trigger, if I'm not mistaken, and spring setup. I don't think it's anything special. I think it just uses an AK fire group. But they do sell a repair kit that's got the firing pin. They've got an emergency repair kit. I actually bought one. And it does have a buffer in the back of the spring. It does have a rubber buffer. I don't think a lot of people realize that. But I mean, I haven't shot it
fun to shoot too.
What's that?
So that thing's just fun to shoot too.
Yeah, it's got some weight to it though. It is pretty freaking heavy though. I mean, it's solid, but wouldn't want to like lug it any distance. But it's just having the amount of firepower that it has behind it, and it's very accurate with the iron sights too. It shoots really well. Foos, I tested it with the old sports shooters ammunition. I chrono tested it. I'm going to chrono test the Ruger PCC also. I'm going to shoot just 115 grain through it and see what the velocity increase is versus what the box says. And then I've also got some Inceptor 65 grain ammo that's like listed at like 2750.
So
we'll see what that does too.
What you ought to do is take like one run of the mill, like a Glock or Smith or something like that. Same box, side by side, same day. PCC versus the pistol, just so. Sure.
Well, and I can look at my chronograph statistics from that video and see how that compared to the 10.5-inch barrel shooting 115. I don't know if the rate of twist is the same between these two guns, but 16-inch versus 10.5-inch, what was the gains shooting 115 grain ammo? Yeah, I can do that. I've actually got the same Federal ammo in the box that I used on the AKV video, and I've got I still have some of the sports shooter ammunition ammo left too. I could run that through it, see what it does. 124 grain, so
25.
yeah. Or 125? Okay, I can always forget if it's 124.
I know. It's
220, 221, whatever does it, yeah. And then the last one that I have here, the last little article to look at, this is over from Pew Pew. What was it? Let's check this out here real quick. All right, so this is from Pew Pew Tactical. They've got 9 of them listed here that they recommend, and Again, these could be product placements, but it does show a good spread of what's available out there. So we've got the MPX-K, and again, it's one of those things where you consider this. What do you actually consider this? Do you still consider this a PCC, even though it's under the PCC category and it's marketed as one? You know.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, we're showing you all kinds of different price points and stuff, and there's a picture of Squib right there at nighttime. That's how he operates. Or is that you, AWAG? I can't remember.
No, that's me. Minus
you.
beard.
You paste the beard on and.
Yeah. I stick the beard on with 3
that guy is way too thick to be AWAG.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it looks like thin night strike.
It's all the body armor. Don't let it fool you. It's all the body armor.
Yeah.
Then we get into the AWAG territory here. The CZ Scorpion Evo series, again, variety of barrel links and options and loadouts. That just looks sweet. That's
a suppressor at the end of it.
Yeah, they do.
Is that an Osprey on there?
They have a faux one, and then they also have the one that's actually a suppressor. It's pretty. I think it's like an Osprey 9 or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of looks like their design. So that'd just be awesome. Oh man, I love it. The Evo 3. It's another option.
Just get that because that ammo that you bought from me, that's subsonic.
And I already have these mags, so I can justify buying the gun. I've done that before. I bought magazines before I bought a gun, so I can justify buying the gun later on. I was like, I've already got mags for it. I got to get a gun to work with those mags. So I've already got 6 or 7 of these. I think I'm up to 8 right now. I've got 2 of them that are full, but
where you're like, I have a part for a gun. Now I need to buy the rest of it.
I had somebody send me a hammer pin, and they said, now that I've sent you a hammer pin, you have to do an AR build video. Well, I did the video, but I didn't actually put the build on YouTube because of rules or whatnot.
I've done that. I've done that before.
Yeah, I got the pin, and it's like, now I got to build the gun,
I think we've all done. If you've been doing guns for long enough, we've all done that one. Like, well, I upgraded my trigger for my AR-15, so now I have this extra trigger pack.
I've got a sling. I need a Henry. I've got a sling. I need a Henry for it now. Dude, I hear you though. I hear you.
Or another one is I've got 380 ammo that I ended up with. Damn it! Now I need a 380.
Yep.
I need a CPX3. I need a Sky CPX3 to go with it.
Oh god.
So here's your 16.
Why would you torture yourself?
Oh, I wouldn't. I'm just being sarcastic. So. And you got your Kalashnikov. Is this the AWAG? Help me out. Yeah, Kalashnikov USA. It's not the real Kalashnikov, right?
KP9.
Angry's got one of those.
He's got this one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But yeah, the Vityaz is what the AKV is just loosely based on, just some of the design cues and stuff. And,
yeah, I would go with the AKV over the Kalashnikov just for the simple fact that it takes Scorpion mags and not proprietary
mags. Yeah. What else we got here? Moving on. I do wish mine had the bolt hole open on it, but it doesn't, unfortunately. So.
Well, that's the manual of arms for an AK. Is new magazine, you wreck that stuff. Sorry.
So 11.15 for that one. So not much more than the AKV, to be honest with you. It really is not. But are those made here in the USA? Are they like an imported parts kit, or how does Kalashnikov actually?
No, Kalashnikov. Okay, I keep wanting to stress this a lot. Is Kalashnikov USA has no ties at all to Kalashnikov concern over in Russia.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, I've actually heard that Kalashnikov concern is trying to get into the United States just so that they can sue the fuck out of them. Sorry, pardon my French.
Fudge. Sue the vodka out of them.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if they came all the way to the American market and they had to change their name from Kalashnikov to something else because Kalashnikov USA already stole the name.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I think it would be funny.
I think a lot of people confused when they see it because they think they're getting an actual, Kalashnikov, but it's
well, I mean,
USA.
that's what Springfield Armory did.
Oh yeah,
it makes sense if someone knows a name, buy the rights to the name, and you could sell under that name. People buy it because of the name, not because of the product.
Is Remington going to continue making guns? What's going on with them?
I think they're back in production, aren't they? I know they're doing ammo. I don't know. I would assume they're going to get started back up again. It's hard.
Well, they got bought out, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, they were bankrupt.
They went bankrupt, and they got bought. Like their designs got bought out.
Yes, I think someone is going to be coming back with a Remington 700, but quality better be a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Like
sub 2,000 guys.
Oh, good.
Oh, I was gonna say sub 2,000. I don't have any experience with these. I know Never Enough Ammo Man's got one. What do you guys think about these?
A
They're
buddy of
all
mine
right.
has it, and you have to do some work to them to make
They're
them
all
really
right.
good. But
I don't
Out
like
of the
Kel-Tec.
box, are they okay or
They're not bad,
they
but
work.
they're not good.
They work.
okay?
Kel-Tec comes up with interesting designs. It's their execution that is lacking.
What they need to do is to come up with a design and then send it to like a someone else, another company that will finish it. Like I'd say they're 98% there.
Yeah. Oh, the only Kel-Tec I think I've ever fired on the channel was with the PMR30, and it was fine. I mean, it's glued and it's polymer, and it literally has like glue resin on it from being assembled. But I mean, it ran fine. It was an interesting kind of recoil system that it uses. Very soft shooter. It was fun to shoot.
Isn't
Has,
a
you know,
P11
that
a
was-
Kel-Tec, Travis?
It is, but I've never fired one of those. That has nothing to do with my name, though.
Oh, I thought that was okay.
No, the Travis P11 goes all the way back to my Hotmail address back in the day, back in the 90s when we had Hotmail for email, before MSN bought it out. I was looking for Travis, and that was taken. Travis P was taken. The lowest Travis P I could get was Travis P11, so I took that for my email address, and I just used that because when I registered my email address with YouTube, I believe that's what I had to use for an address, and I just decided to use that as a channel name. So yeah, it has nothing to do. I didn't even know about the Kel-Tec P11 at all when I made that. I mean, that was back in the mid '90s when I came up with the name Travis P11 for email. So
Travis P11 at AOL.com.
Oh no, I was not on AOL. It was at Hotmail, but I haven't used that address. It's already been closed a long time ago. So CMMG guys, again, they make a lot of different calibers also.
I'm not a
you have an
fan of
option.
their delayed blowback.
Is that how it is on these also? Is that what it uses, or?
It would almost have to be with that 10 mil, or else you're going to have to have a huge weight on the buffer. But
I'm not sure.
I just don't like it.
I'm not sure what they use exactly. I need to look into theirs a little bit more. I mean, I see them on the shelves all the time.
If it's a Banshee, it's definitely a delayed. It's a like the bolts on the AR
radial
are radial blowback where they're angled.
Okay. You can also get in 5.7, 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter. 4.6 now also, right? They came out the 4.6 version of it.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Then we got the PSA Px-9. The reason why I covered the PCC and the High Point is because they're not on here, and the X-Star. They didn't make the top 9. So the PSA 9mm Px-9.
That's California combined model. Look at that thing.
Yeah, California model. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And that's what you put on for the picture.
Look at the light on the front of that, guys. There's a light on there.
Yeah, but it's
I
not.
wasn't gonna say,
It's a light,
not a flashlight. You know, it's a flashlight that's on there. So intentionally doing my shh on that one, so you know what I'm saying. So here we go. And then we also have the PSA Complete AR9 for $549, which, I mean, price is not bad for what you're getting, but I don't know if I'd want a 16-inch barrel. I'd have to go 10.5-inch pistol. If I was going to get one.
Like, for what those are, they're like, I think probably one of the cheaper options out there. I mean, there's obviously things that are cheaper, but like as far as reliable, I would think, because I've seen a lot of those online. I've never shot one, but I've seen a lot of people who have them who swear by them. So, can you run any 9mm AR compatible upper on those, or are those proprietary to PSA? You guys know? I don't know. I have no idea.
What is it?
The PSA AR9, are those uppers compatible with like a Bear Creek?
I believe so.
You know, if you want to get a 16-inch Bear Creek upper instead for whatever reason, but
I believe so.
Okay. Obviously, that one's set up as a rifle, so you'd have to watch your barrel lengths and SBR rules and things like that. So, and then here we go. Here's the APC9 Pro AWAG, the B&T.
No, that's the APC. I want the TP9.
Okay. The TP9.
TP.
Is that my little brother? The TP9. Here, we can look up the TP. Let's look up the TP9 real quick. We'll go over to let's stop for a minute so I can check comments, and we'll go over to B&T Firearms and see if we can pick one out for AWAG here. I'm sure they have a wonderful financing program you can get into.
Nah, I buy my stuff outright.
I need a TP9 for my bunghole.
Ew. I need a TP. What's it under? Is it under? Oh, it's under PDW.
Yes.
We might have. I think we looked at this one the last time we were here too. So let's. What else we got out there? The new Rugers are pricey. I thought Travis P11 was a Kel-Tec reference. No, it's not. Travis P11 at hotmail.com was my original email address back in 1995. So that's why.
So what you're saying is Kel-Tec saw you,
They
thought
did.
of you, and went,
Yes.
we have to make a firearm for this guy.
Absolutely. They did, and I didn't even know what Keltec was. I was a gun owner back in college, so I did have a shotgun. I didn't get a handgun until I was 21, but I did have a couple shotguns that I owned when I went to college. But
Dude, I bought a P11 back in the day because I'm like, it's like a PF9, but it holds more. So this is going to be my carry gun now. Oh my god, that thing was a jam-o-matic freaking piece of crap.
The MP9N.
this guy right here,
Yes, that is what I want. I want that.
that's like some straight up Call of Duty or some Rainbow Six gear going on there. AWAG.
Isn't that MP7-ish?
No, it looks like the MP. It looks like an MP7, an H&K.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the MP9N, is what it's called.
That's an
Can
actual
you
machine
can you
gun.
SBR this? Do they make it as an SBR?
Yeah, they make the stock, they make the suppressor, and they allow you to swap out the base pad for a vertical foregrip. So this would be a 2-stamp gun if it were the semi-automatic version. I would love to have the actual MP9N, which is fully automatic.
Yeah, you see the selector right there. Yeah.
Yep. And actually, that's the safety. So the selector is
Right there. Well,
actually the trigger
four dots
itself.
would be full auto, right?
No, the trigger itself is
Oh.
the selector. So you pull it like halfway, and it'll do semi-automatic. And then there's a wall. You go past that wall, it's fully automatic.
Okay, that would be awesome. Oh man. Okay. Well, can you lock it out? Does this just go semi-auto when you push down
Yeah.
the red dot? That's semi-auto only. Then you
Yeah,
flip it around.
that's
you got
safe and semi.
the two stage trigger. I guess you could almost say the true two-stage.
Sorry,
trigger.
I should emphasize that a little more. It's safe and fire, because the trigger is the semi/full auto trigger kind of deal.
All right, I gotta admit that's pretty cool. That would probably be the ultimate PCC right there.
Yeah. Now, B&T does make chassis for the SIG P320 that will also use that same stock.
About $500 though.
No, they're like $380.
What are they? What's that under? I was going to show that off. Would it go under?
No.
Rifles, SMG,
It might
specialty?
be. It might be.
Specialty.
Let me look on the
Oh,
website.
that's not
and
it.
I'll get back
That's
to
a PCC. There you go. That'll get rid of the masses. That'll.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 40 mil.
Let's see here.
Mike.
Yeah, I know that I've seen that chassis before, but I don't know if it's even on the website yet. So.
It's under.
Yeah, you put your P320 fire group in there because it's modular.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Okay, you go on their website. You go to their store, and then it's under USW Conversion Kits.
Okay, let me bring it up, and then we'll go ahead and show the.
Oh,
go back to
$299. $299 for the B&T USW 320 polymer lower for SIG P320 chassis.
All right, so let's show this off to people. If you are a P320 owner, you can be a PCC owner by the end of this podcast if you want to. Let's go ahead and share real quick here and see what we got. Let's see here, US Conversion Kits. There we go. All right, so here you go. So what are we looking at here, AWAG? What is this?
So this is a chassis for 320. All you have to do is put your fire control group in it and your slide on top, and you're ready to rock and roll. If you have a tax stamp, normally it'll just come with just the chassis minus the stock.
Gotcha.
But
I was expecting something that looked more like the TP9 or whatever. That's what I was thinking, is what you could drop it into something more like that. But
okay. in all reality, it's pretty darn awesome because you can. It's basically a chassis for a pistol, which will then make it a pistol caliber carbine technically.
When you stamp it, it goes under SBR then, or what?
Yeah, so if you...
But you can put a VFG on it then. You could put a vertical foregrip on it at that point.
Once it's an SBR, you can put a stock on it, you can put a vertical foregrip, you can put whatever you want on it.
Gotcha.
Does anyone make a Roni or something like that for High Point? Because that would be hilarious.
No, they've got that bullpup stock that High Tower Defense makes for the High Point. That's about the only conversion thing I've ever seen. But a High Point Roni, there's no reason to. It already exists. It's the High Point carbine. There's yeah, because you're basically getting almost like a High Point kind of function in a carbine or rifle setup. So yeah. All right, what do we have here? So here's a question for you guys. Maybe you can answer this one. M. Gabriel says, do the MP5 clones have fluting in the chamber that messes up your brass?
Yes. Yes, that is part of the design. For roller delayed blowbacks, you have to have fluting in the chamber or it will not extract.
Okay.
Because it
paper-
extracts under such high pressure.
Yeah. Let's see here. Paper Plane Crash says, got a couple MP5 clones, sold all my blowback 9s afterwards. World of difference, roller delay, ruins everything else for you. Let's see here.
I shot an MP5 full auto right next to a SIG MPX on full auto, like converted.
Mm-hmm.
The MPX blew it away with how much more smooth it was.
Well, the MPX is a gas tappet system. It's not blowback.
Well, I'm just saying when I shot the MP5, it was like controllable, but there was a lot more like jerky, like weird freaking recoil. That
A lot more mass moving though at the same time. Your bull carrier group and stuff. Yeah.
Versus the MPX was more of just like a constant recoil almost. It felt like it was like holding a water hose.
Yeah, because the MPX it taps gas a couple and maybe an inch or two from the barrel, so your bullet's already gone. You don't need that big weight of the MP5 bolt, so you have a lot less moving mass, and you as that bolt goes back in the MPX, probably doesn't come in contact with the back of the firearm, whereas in the MP5 it does. So and when people whenever you feel recoil, that's what you feel is you feel the slide hitting or whatever moving mass is hitting the back of the firearm. If you can keep it from hitting the back of the firearm, it's called constant recoil, and you won't have that jarring at the end.
M. Gabriel has a question. Did Nothing Fancy give the P11 a positive review back in the day? I don't know, but he gave me a positive review back in the day, or maybe I gave him a positive review back in the day. So I can't answer that question. New York Outcast says, everyone knows of Travis P11 unless you're living under a rock. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people have not heard of me. I'm big in Europe right now. I'm really big in Europe, according to the metrics, but not here, not so much. Let's see.
Well, you're like Hasselhoff?
Yes. Pretty much, yeah. Spinal Tap.
The Germans love you, but like over here,
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I'm not known of very well around here, so it's. Night Crash says.
Sorry.
God. It's all right, man. It happens. I bought a Keltec P11 just to meme at Travis a few years back. Sold that POS later. Yeah, you shouldn't have sold me Paper Plane Crash. I resent that. Oh my God. M. Gabriel says, if Travis orders a flashlight, what's that?
You're for sale?
No, not anymore. Okay. Nope. Yeah, I'm trying to see if you have any other comments out there. What happened to JRC?
Just Right Carbine.
Yeah. What? No, aren't those the? Remind me here, guys. Which one is that?
It looks like an AR-15, but it's proprietary. I don't know what mags they take. They shoot 9mm. I don't know if they have other calibers. Just Right Carbine.
Okay, I thought they were like still for sale over on Classic Firearms, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're the ones that had the side charging. And
I've heard bad things about their like reliability and durability, but I don't know. I've never owned one. I don't have firsthand experience. I haven't had one break in my hands. It's just what I've seen and what I've heard.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any experience with them, so I really can't comment. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy says the new Ruger made Marlin 4570s looking very nice. Yeah, there's a couple good videos out there that do side-by-side comparisons with the SBL or whatever, the Marlin, the old versus the new, and you really do notice. I mean, there's a difference between the two, and you really take a look at them. There's a lot of enhancements that they made to it that I think is going to make it a better lever gun. I'd like to pick up a 336 when they come back out again. I don't know when those are going to be released. I don't know if they've said anything on the SHOT Show videos about it, but you can get the new 4570s now. They are for sale. I don't know where you're going to find one, but apparently it says arriving at gun dealers now. That's what it said 2 months ago or a month ago when they first showed them off and the differences that they make. Yeah.
If I get another lever gun, it's got to be something big.
Yeah.
Because I already have the Winchester 94. I have that Henry. So like if I want something, it's going to be 4570.
I want that one that's in 7.62 54.
The 1895.
Yeah, those are cool.
Good luck finding one that'll be able to shoot.
I understand, but they're still cool.
They are very cool.
Who was it that's coming out with the new? Was it Usw that's coming out with the new bolt action 762x54R? Is that right?
I thought that was in 308. That's the Zastava sniper rifle. I forget what they call it. The M92 or everything's
it's an AK. It's an M77. It's an AK.
No. It was on a SHOT Show video.
Yeah, they did. They're doing a bolt. Yeah, the sniper rifle. They were saying that they might do it in 762x54. Yeah, no, the M77 is in 308. I actually have owned one of those. I did a video on one about 4 years ago. The one that I bought was it had the thumbhole stock when it came out, but I converted it with an ace stock system on it and stuff. It's really cool. It was a neat gun. I really should have kept it, but I sold it to buy something else. But I know now they're worth over $1,000. I think I paid $699 for it when I bought it. And then there's a company called CS Specs that started making magazines for it because it came with the most god-awful magazine I've ever seen on a factory firearm. These 10 rounders that came with it, they would like fall apart while you were using them at the range. They were trash. And then CS Specs started, you could modify, I don't know, M14 mags to fit it if you did some Dremel work on it, but I just bought the CS Specs mags for it. I think I had 4 magazines for it when I sold it. It was cool. Had like a gas port selector on the top, so like a lot of Zastavas. Like I said, I wasn't making range videos at the time when I made a video on it, but I do talk about 922R and the parts that I bolted on it and stuff. And it's a very cool gun. I'm glad they're going to bring it back. It just, who knows what they're going to cost. They're probably going to be $11.99 or something when they come out.
Okay, so the Zastava M07AS is it's their new sniper rifle that they have. It looks incredibly simple. It is basically a Mauser action on a block of metal with a stock.
That's $27.95.
It's probably going to be some ungodly amount of money.
Yeah, they were saying like $3,000.
Whoa, that is way too much for something that shoots 54R. If I'm going to spend $3,000 on a rifle, I would look for a used Accuracy International. Honestly,
I wouldn't spend $3,000 on a rifle because there's plenty of things that are way less than that work just fine.
No, I just wish that like a domestic producer would just make a 762x54R rifle like they did with the Ruger Ranch and 762x39. Would it just be cool if you could just get one? You know, I mean, you say, well, why? What's the point? Because at one point it was cheap to shoot. You know,
right? At one point,
yeah.
Now you go out and you buy 54R. Yeah, you get steel case and stuff like that, but
about $15 a box. It's not that $8 box we used to get.
Oh my gosh! You know. Yeah. Okay. So MSRP for this bad boy is going to be $31,39.90 at full price.
They're $27.95 over Atlantic Firearms if anybody wants to go finance one. So.
No thanks.
What is this? Jay Hike says the Ruger 94 and 357 will be $2,000. What's the Ruger 94, guys? Fill me in. I'm not familiar with
the Ruger Marlin.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to be a Ruger lever action.
Lever action? Okay, the Ruger 94 will be $2,000. I mean, because it's the 4570s are $1,399 MSRP, $1,300 MSRP.
Rossi 92s in 357 go for like $700.
Yeah, those
and they work great.
All those have gone up because I remember probably back when you got yours, it was probably like $400-ish.
$500. Yeah, weren't they like $479 at one point?
Yeah, I think they go for about $7 now. I don't know. I haven't looked recently, but I think I got mine for $6 something when I bought it.
Jack Bauer says, I love the PTR MP5 clone. I got the pistol and rifle, and I love them. You know, I was so excited for the PSA MP5 clone that I was all hyped up about it. We did videos on it like 2 years ago, and then hopefully that at some point that'll make it into production.
I like the PTRs because that's what all the GI Joes had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The PSA MP5 clone's been shelved. What I heard.
Okay. Yeah,
they're not working on it anymore. They're not going to do it.
That's what I heard. Is that they've been shelved.
Jesus. All right.
Paper Plane Crash says MP5s have a rhythm to them. MPX does well with the gas system. Blowback 9 suck, and Aero 9 is more jarring than 5.56. Yeah, my AKV has a little bit of kick to it because there's so much reciprocating mass, but it is still pretty smooth to shoot. I mean, it's still comfortable to shoot. It's good. The trigger is really light, so you have to watch out so you don't accidentally bump fire it. But Oh man, I don't even know what New York Outcast. What are you saying out there? What are you saying? Jeez, man. Girls keep let's say women keep a photo of Travis on their phone and tell guys hitting on them about their engagement just to get rid of them. Yeah, they see me standing there like out on the range with my revolver, with the Jeep behind me and the dog standing next to me, and they're like, "Oh man,
Girls
you if you want to use me like that, you go right ahead. You're more than welcome to put my photo up there, and preferably one of the ones where I had the full on beard, had the full on Rasputin, I looked all bad and all great outdoors or Call of the Wild,
The girls keep getting catfished by guys online posting their profile pictures of Travis P11 and then showing up looking however they look instead of Travis P11 glorious.
You're not a bearded lady. I once if and when our face covering mandate disappears, I'm gonna get the beard going again. I was getting it going last summer, and then we had to put him back on, and I don't know, man. I just get annoyed with it. So.
You don't have to.
What's
Rules
that?
are made to be broken.
I
You don't
understand
have
that,
to.
but I also like getting a paycheck, and I want to keep the lights on. So what do you do? But anywho,
Peaceful
Land of the
non-compliance.
fee and home of the slave.
Yeah.
all right. And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. I want to thank you for joining us for Caliber Corner episode number 220, where we talk PCCs. We spent a good amount of time defining it. Just go out there and buy whatever you want. Just get out there, support the industry, get your favorite firearm, go to the range, go shoot it, have a good time. Life's too unshort to be unhappy. Life's too short to be unhappy. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and let the panel give us their final plugs, and then we will go ahead and call this one a wrap. So, Honda 420, we're going to start off with you. Anything you want to say before we go?
I'll be doing a chat late night tonight, actually. I'll be super tired by that point because I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning for some reason because I have to work.
To be here. Thank you.
But those are sometimes the best chats when I'm all loopy and loony and, I don't know. So we'll see you
That's
tonight.
when you have your best thoughts. What time do you think you're going to start?
Probably 8 or 9 my time.
So let's translate that for people that live in the civilized part of the country. That's going to be 9 or 10 if you're in the central part of the country. So
no one lives in the central part of the country.
Don't tell. We don't want anybody else here. I want my range all to myself.
I think actually probably less people live in mountain time, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. But yeah, guys, make sure you check out Honda's show. A lot of good stuff. Always some great discussions. Some good thought-provoking topics that really make you go, Good stuff. So, all right. Make sure you check out his channel. Thanks. All right. Also joining us, we had Foos. Foos is loose. Foos, anything you want to say before we go?
No. Buy a rifle PC. No, don't buy a PCC, buy a rifle.
Hey, man, you do you. You do you.
Yeah.
That's right. Jay Hike says protest beard. I should, man. There you go. We'll get it going again. I was getting it going last summer, and I should have just let it go, and I didn't, and just go full on. So, single shot. Anything you want to say before we go?
Well, everybody have a good day. Take care. God bless. Catch me on Rumble under Daywolf. And I'm doing content over there right now because of the restrictions on YouTube.
Yeah.
So keep checking with that. Turn on the notifications when you get a chance, and like the channel as well. We appreciate it. America moves by truck. Take care. Be safe. Talk with you the next time, and thanks for the invite.
Shout out to Kingpin, who was putting links out there to all of our channels. He did put the link out there for Single Shot's channel. It's !shot! So make sure you guys get over there and subscribe. A lot of good content over there. All right. AWAG, anything to say before we go?
I mean, I'll probably have more night vision stuff coming up on my channel. And thanks, as always, there, Travis, for allowing me to come on your show and make a fool of myself. No, I'm just kidding.
You've only been doing it for almost 5 years now. So, that's okay. So,
yeah.
I mean, you were a lot funnier when you were hanging out with us when you were still in middle school, but
Oh yeah.
You've grown up and you've got adult responsibilities now, and all that. You got 2 kids and you're married, and God, our little boy's all grown up. So.
All grown up.
3 dogs and a cat.
3 dogs, white picket fence.
I got 2. I got 2 spiders and a cat
Super
outside.
payment, 2 spiders. got a couple tarantulas, you know. Yeah, I got you, man. But anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. By the way, Eggwag is not a minor, just for the record. He is a legal adult and has been.
I'm very legal.
He's pushing 30 at this point, so he's.
Oh, geez, stop! Don't make me feel
No,
old.
being around us has aged.
Oh, screw you!
He ages exponentially.
He's one of them real.
He's got
boys.
facial hair now. He's yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing the changes that happen when you hang out with us.
Travis shaved off the beard and sent it to AWAG.
plant this, and you just like.
AYX actually gone through puberty.
Yep.
Yes. And you'll occasionally find me creeping around on Night Strike's channel since he's practically my neighbor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's awesson.
Man,
how'd that go?
Just have him give you his beard scrap.
Exactly. He's got a magical beard. He can just grow one out overnight. I mean, like,
can we send you a blue dress and have you deliver it to him personally?
No, I mean,
So
I can definitely hand deliver a blue dress to him because I know where he lives.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to tell him if he would just do one, it would make him so much money in super chats. It would be, if he could live stream that shooting. Oh my God, it would break.
And he would never, ever live it down.
Yeah,
Ever.
but you know what?
But he did it.
Okay,
And he
it's all about
so,
being
you know.
support. It's all
Look,
about
you can tell me to wear a dress all you want. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Trust me, I've done it. It's an overrated experience.
Would
Okay,
you,
it's
would
an
you
overrated
I have a
experience.
picture of me in a
pizza
dress.
box with one slice left in it.
We got
What's
a
that?
Halloween story about that, but another time.
The pizza box. He didn't want the pizza. He wouldn't take the pizza. So anyway, Tulsa stories. All right. So Squib, we'll finish up with you here, and then we'll give a shout out to everybody watching on the YouTube side. Squibload, any final words of wisdom? Anything we should know?
Yeah, actually, I have a follow up from last week's episode.
Okay.
So I reached out to Magpul, and I asked about DACA. That came up last week, right? What does it mean?
Yeah.
Okay, the official explanation from Magpul is, oddly enough, DACA does not stand for anything, but it is, in fact, the Zulu word for mud. I am not sure why or how it was chosen for our product line. So that's the official explanation from Magpul.
No, I'm laughing because Foos just sent me a picture of him in a dress. Oh my God. But Squib, thank you for finding. Here's the funny thing about that. I had somebody that replied last week on DACA. They said it means do all, know all. I mean, it's kind of a Magpul mantra.
This is somebody on their.
It's like Haagen-Dazs. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a marketing term to sell ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So DACA just sounds like rugged and outdoorsy and.
Do all, know all sounds better to me than I'm not sure why or how it was chosen, but this is somebody from Magpul, and I did ask permission to read this on air, and she said, "Yeah, absolutely." So
that's good. I mean, they got good customer
party
service.
line from Magpul.
Yeah. That's funny because I'm trying to find it. They put DACA in front. I'm like, what is DACA? Is that the name of the polymer? Is it? I mean, I can understand where it coming from mud. That makes sense because they're rugged, waterproof pouches. That's what. Well, they have like DACA material wallets and stuff, but they originally start off as pouches, if I'm not mistaken, for like electronics and.
But as a language teacher, now you know a Zulu word.
There we go. DACA Zulu. So there you go. Zulu mud. So yeah. See, I can speak lots of languages. I speak taco, burrito, Honda. Speak Japanese. So yeah. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Anyway, let's go and give a little shout out to people watching on the YouTube side. We got New York Outcast out there. We got AWAG 1000. We got M. Gabriel. We got Tahuya Bar and Girl out there also. Eduardo Espinosa is joining us. Patriot in the Dark. What did he say? He said, thanks, Travis, and all on the distinguished panel. Oh, that was Tahuya that said that. There was a funny comment he made earlier. He says, Patriot in the Dark says, make it an outstanding day, ladies, gentlemen, and Rob. So Jay Hike is out there, Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, DJ Play Nice on the house, Rock On Brother, Jack Bauer's out there, Paper Plane Crash, everybody in the panels over there that's over here, Mr. Cypher Monkey's out there joining in. Mr. Cypher Monkey, to answer that question, no. And let's see who else is out there. Let's see, AWAG was over there and over here. Again, we had a lot of people joining in today. Scott 79's out there, G23. G, are you doing a show today? G23, I think you got a show you're going to be doing. Who else has a show today, guys? Rick's Life, is he going to do a show today too?
Yeah, at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters, or 1,500 hours for those of us who speak normal English.
2 o'clock Central Time for those that want to know that. For those that want to watch, Sean Ponnery is either doing a show now or usually does a show after me. You guys go over to Gun Channels on Facebook. You can join that group, and Sean posts links over on his channel. He's got a great podcast. You guys should listen to it. Sean Ponnery's got a good one. So do check it out. Adam 1's in the house. We've got Russians invading over there. They're getting bored waiting on the Ukraine, so they're now showing up on my podcast. Gunmetal Guy USA's in the house. Yeah, I think that's about everybody. M. Gabriel, Ammo Out the Rears joining us today. Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy. Tara Smith's Kitchen. Get over there and subscribe to Tara Smith's Kitchen. I will do that after the show. And I think that's about it. So this has been season 4, episode number 220 of the Caliber Corner podcast. Thanks for watching. We talked PCCs, man, pistol caliber carbines. So there you go. But in the meantime, I want you guys to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, Alicia.
Adios, Felicia. Bye, Alicia.
Hasta Dania.